Could America's new AGM-181, a long-range standoff missile, be the most dangerous weapon ever created? Silent, invisible, and capable of rewriting the very rules of nuclear warfare. Since the Cold War, nuclear weapons have cast a shadow over humanity. But America's latest development, the AGM-181, signals something far more chilling. This isn't just another upgrade. It's a weapon designed to vanish into thin air, strike without warning, and leave you questioning whether your defenses mean anything at all. Picture this. You're an air defense operator staring at a clean radar screen. No threats, no warnings. Then, suddenly, too late. A nuclear-capable missile appears in your final moments. That's the nightmare the AGM-181 could unleash. Defense insiders whisper it can slip past Russia's advanced S-500 systems and China's HQ-19 defenses like they don't even exist. Some say it borrows stealth tech from the B-21 Raider and F-35. But here's the twist. Almost everything about this weapon remains buried in classified files. Are we seeing the truth, or carefully planted myths designed to terrify rivals? That uncertainty might be the deadliest part of its design. If you're fascinated by cutting-edge military tech that could reshape global power, you're going to love what we uncover today. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, because we're diving deep into America's most secretive weapons, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Myths versus reality, the vanishing hunter. So what's real and what's speculation? Some claim the AGM-181 launches from B-52s, B-2s, or the next-gen B-21 Raider, cruising thousands of miles under the radar horizon. Others insist it could rise from submarine depths, adding layers of unpredictability you can't prepare for. Think of it like trying to spot a shadow in a blackout with a dying flashlight. That's what radar operators face. This missile doesn't just hide from radar. It absorbs signals and disappears into background noise. Imagine watching your screen show absolutely nothing while a nuclear weapon closes in. But here's what really keeps generals awake at night. Rumors of AI-assisted navigation that adapts mid-flight. Picture a weapon that learns while it hunts, adjusting to jamming, weaving through countermeasures, making split-second decisions faster than any human could react. And the genius? Official details remain locked away. Range estimates hover around 2,500 kilometers, but that's speculation. Warhead yield? Unknown. Deployment timeline? Classified. Maybe that's the real weapon, the fear of what you don't know paralyzing every strategic move. Strategic impact, the silent deterrent. Now, here's where things get truly terrifying. Nuclear deterrence isn't about having the biggest bomb. It's about making your enemies believe their defenses are useless. The AGM-181 sends one chilling message. No matter what you build, we can get through. But this weapon goes beyond brute force. It's psychological warfare wrapped in steel and silence. Imagine being an enemy commander. Your satellites scan constantly. Your radar sweeps endlessly. Yet there's always that nagging thought. What if a missile is already on its way and I just can't see it? This uncertainty forces nations to spend billions on defensive systems that might be worthless. For context,
the United States Air Force is buying 1,000 nuclear-capable cruise missiles. The new missiles are officially called long-range standoff weapons and should offer commanders more options when considering possible nuclear strikes against enemy factions.
US Air Force budget documents reveal billions already allocated to LRSO programs through the 2020s, with deployment expected in the early 2030s. That kind of investment isn't for experiments, it's for a cornerstone of nuclear deterrence. And here's the kicker. Imagine a B-21 Raider, already invisible to radar, carrying a dozen AGM-181 missiles. It slips undetected to the edge of enemy airspace and releases them thousands of kilometers away. Each missile, nuclear-capable and unstoppable, forces adversaries to rethink everything. But here's the detail that changes everything. Analysts believe deployment could include decoys and false radar echoes. Imagine a theater where you can't tell real threats from illusions. The more prepared you think you are, the more vulnerable you become. Unlike hypersonic weapons that announce themselves with speed and fury, stealth missiles thrive on ambiguity. They don't just strike, they haunt the imagination. Performance and design, a predator in the sky. Though details remain classified, credible analysts paint a picture of technological elegance that should terrify anyone on the receiving end. The AGM-181 likely borrows stealth shaping from America's most advanced aircraft. Angled edges to deflect radar, coatings that swallow signals whole, and exhaust designs tuned to reduce heat signatures. This isn't just hiding from detection, it's becoming invisible across multiple spectrums. But here's the real shift.
The US Air Force has secretly been testing a new nuclear cruise missile designed to be launched by America's long-standing B-52 and the forthcoming B-21 Raider. Now, we've known about this new weapon called the AGM-181 Long-Range Standoff Cruise Missile, or LRSO, for some time now, but as far as I know, to date there's only ever been mention of one successful flight test.
Unlike hypersonic missiles that blaze like comets across radar, the AGM-181 thrives on silence. It trades raw speed for the calm of invisibility, a tactical philosophy that could redefine warfare. Range estimates suggest 2,000 to 2,500 kilometers, enough for American bombers to strike deep into enemy territory without leaving friendly skies. Variable yield warheads could switch between city-destroying strikes and surgical precision, all while flying a path no one can predict. And just like America's AIM-260, whispers suggest real-time data link systems. Picture a missile receiving satellite updates mid-flight, countering jamming attempts, adjusting course instantly. It becomes an intelligent hunter, making decisions faster than human reflexes. This isn't simply a missile, it's a vanishing predator, an idea that stretches across the minds of generals who know it exists. The weapon is fleeting, but the fear it creates is permanent.
Global chessboard, how rivals respond. But the story of the AGM-181 isn't just about the missile itself, it's about how rivals are forced to react. If the AGM-181 is truly invisible, then Russia and China can't rely on their crown jewels, the S-500, HQ-19, or even space-based sensors. Instead, they'll be forced into an expensive and frantic search for alternatives. Moscow might accelerate its doomsday torpedo, the Poseidon nuclear drone submarine, as retaliation. Beijing could push hypersonic glide vehicles into mass deployment, weapons that scream across the skies too fast for current systems to intercept. Yet here's the catch. Speed makes noise, stealth makes silence, and silence is always harder to fight. In essence, America's Ghost missile has flipped the script. Instead of asking what can destroy a city the fastest, the question becomes, what weapon can strike without ever being seen? That question alone changes the psychology of global warfare. The fear economy of war. War isn't just about bombs and jets, it's about money. If America convinces rivals that their trillion-dollar defense shields are useless, then those nations must either spend even more or accept the risk of being blind. Think of it like an arms race of paranoia. The Soviet Union collapsed partly because it couldn't keep up with the financial drain of competing against US technology, like the Star Wars Missile Defense Initiative. Now, the AGM-181 could play the same role, forcing adversaries to throw cash into chasing shadows. In the end, America doesn't just win with weapons, it wins by weaponizing fear itself. And fear is always cheaper to spread than missiles are to launch. Silent skies, the future of stealth doctrine? If you think the AGM-181 is just another Cold War relic, think again. This missile fits into a much broader doctrine that the US is quietly perfecting: dominance through stealth. The B-21 Raider is built around invisibility. The F-35 thrives on radar confusion. Even America's next-gen drones are designed to slip past detection. The AGM-181 is the natural extension of this playbook, a weapon that embodies the philosophy of you can't fight what you can't see. But the difference is scale. A bomber can disappear from radar, but a missile that can do the same? That changes the very idea of battle. Suddenly, front lines vanish. The battlefield could be anywhere, at any time, with no warning. The next frontier. War in the dark? What comes after the AGM-181? Some analysts whisper that America is already working on its successor. Missiles that don't just vanish from radar, but mask their heat, sound, and even electromagnetic trails. Weapons that exist in total silence until impact. Combine that with AI swarming tactics. Hundreds of autonomous drones confusing defenses while stealth missiles slip through, and you begin to see the battlefield of the future. A war fought in the dark, with machines deciding outcomes faster than human leaders can comprehend. The AGM-181 may not just be a weapon, It may be the first glimpse into a new era of invisible war, where the only certainty is uncertainty itself.
Conclusion: the weapon you never see coming. Here's the truth that should keep you awake tonight. The AGM-181's real power isn't in its warhead, it's in what we don't know about it. Rumors of radar-absorbing designs, adaptive AI navigation, and ranges beyond 2,000 kilometers point toward a weapon designed not just to destroy, but to terrify through invisibility. But here's the final twist.
The AGM-86 has a range of some 1,500 miles, which means B-52s could launch these missiles from well outside the reach of enemy air defenses and even combat air patrols. Now, these weapons are not hypersonic. In fact, they're subsonic, but what they lack in speed, they make up for in being exceedingly sneaky.
Its true capabilities won't be revealed in press releases or budget hearings. They'll only be known in the unthinkable moment when adversaries discover their billion-dollar defenses are useless against a shadow they never saw coming. This isn't just hardware, it's psychological warfare, deterrence extended into pure fear, and it may redefine global power for decades to come. So what do you think? Is America's AGM-181 truly the most dangerous weapon ever built, or just another layer of military misdirection? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love debating these cutting-edge mysteries with you. And if this deep dive into America's most secretive weapon hooked you, you won't want to miss what's coming next. We're breaking down Russia's nuclear torpedoes, China's hypersonic arsenal, and the classified aircraft that could change warfare forever. Subscribe now, hit that notification bell, and join us for more revelations from behind the Pentagon's curtain. Thanks for watching, and remember, in modern warfare, the deadliest weapon isn't always the one you see. Sometimes, it's the one you don't.